Well, Lee, obviously, I mean, I think running back's probably the second most watched position group of the spring. What are you gotten out of those guys, and what kind of progress has the group made?
Well, just the open competition now has really been beneficial in our room. We've been getting better every single day. It's kind of nice because those guys approach every single practice like they can be the guy, which is fun to watch. And just watching those guys grow individually and as a unit, where we're helping each other out, we're coaching each other up. Shoot, sometimes they're helping me out with something if I'm not, familiar with it. If it's a little bit different from when I played, just little things like that. We've done a great job just together, just making sure we're doing the very best job that we can do. Obviously, try to be successful and try to have hopefully the same production out of the group as we did last year.
This group, you got a lot of similar guys. You got kind of complementary guys. What's
Right
this
now
group
we have
like?
a lot of similar guys, just kind of do it all. Jack's probably obviously the one that's a little more of a pounder, who can kind of hit it up in there on some power stuff, and who's going to get you your 5 yards. And obviously having Jeremy and Corey Young and Devin Demas and they're all a little bit different. Ryan Wolpen, he's awesome. I mean, he's been a great addition as a walk-on that we've had for this past year. And then Jackson Pryor, who's a local kid who's done a good job here so far. So we have some similar guys, but I think everyone kind of complements each other, just doing some different things. And whether one guy does inside zone a little bit better than the next guy, everyone does something a little bit different. But we're hanging in there, I guess.
And Jeremy ended up with, I mean, he only had 15 or 20 or something like that carries last year, and you don't have him out there this spring.
Yep.
Do you have a good feel for what he would look like as a more of an every down runner yet?
I do. I mean, Jeremy's a good running back. He's a very good running back, but at the same time, we have a lot of guys who can touch the ball, and it might be, this year approaching a little more running back by committee. We'll see how that kind of goes. I think the fall, well, after we go through those practices and those scrimmages, we'll kind of play itself out and see if we have an every down guy who can really do it. And the neat part about Jeremy and even guys like Corey Young and Devin Demas is we can split those guys out and they can be in there on third down and maybe, obviously get out in the route or pick up a blitzer. I mean, those guys and that's one thing we have done a very good job of, and I've been impressed with just the running backs, because we don't really have a big guy in the room at all. I mean, obviously Jay was very unique as far as just his stature, and we really haven't had a running back like that here at Boise State. Even Doug was, a shorter guy who was about 200 pounds, and those guys have done a good job picking up inside blitzers, edge blitzers. I mean, they done a really, really good job and been very impressed.
If I remember right, didn't Jack step in the first quarter when Jay got shaken up in the Fiesta Bowl and deliver
Yeah, he
a
did.
pretty big block there?
He had a couple of big blocks for us, and which was really big, and that kind of helped him with his confidence in coming in for this spring. And Jack's done a phenomenal job. I'm proud of him. I mean, he's taken on this role as a senior as far as just really making sure that he kind of leads by example and approaches every day like it's a business, like it's his job. So he's done a good job.
He is the veteran, but really isn't anybody with a lot of
there's
game
really
experience,
not a veteran
right?
as far as you say reps and experience, but Jack is obviously the closest one to that, and he's done a great job. Proud of him.
Who's really played well through the spring?
They all have at different times. I mean, just right now we're really trying to focus on them just being consistent with their play, and so they really all have. I mean, there's really not one guy that's really stood out from the rest. I mean, they're going to get their chance for sure.
Running back a position where the scrimmages become really important because it's about can you break a tackle? Can you
break a tackle?
Like
a lot of times those are hard because we don't really go live, obviously, all the time in practice. So, when you see a linebacker wrap up, is he going to break that tackle? And that's kind of something that you have to ask yourself. So during these live times of scrimmages where we get a chance to see that, I mean, Jack really stands out. Devin has done a great job. I mean, Corey Young has stepped up big time. I'm just being a freshman and done some good things. Ryan Wolpen has done some great things. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to say the least.
A lot of people are really interested in Corey Young, what he's going to bring. Can you speak to how he's played this spring and what you've seen from him?
So far, just really him. It's just getting used to running our offense and getting used to just running those plays. For him, I mean, he's done a great job just really grasping the offense and really hasn't had a whole lot of missed assignments, to be honest with you. I could probably count on one hand how many times he's messed up as far as just a busted play. So, and this is little things, this cleanup technique stuff that he is getting better at every single day. I mean, I'm definitely proud of him for sure. And obviously his nickname is like Little Speedy out there, and so sometimes you have to slow him down a little bit, be like, all right, slow down a little bit and be a little more patient, or just kind of analyze the play, eliminate just as far as blitzers, different things like that, because he's just a young kid. He's just a freshman, but he's done a great job.
Rid was a big influence on you, I know. So how much of a difference is there out there? I mean, are you running similar drills or asking similar things, or is there an adjustment?
Similar drills. I mean, if you look at pretty much every running backs coach in the country, we all kind of really do the same thing. It's really how well can we get our guys to step up and get them to play hard, and that's really where I would say we separate ourselves. And so Rid has done a great job. I mean, I love Coach Rid to death. He's really taught me. He's definitely been one of my mentors for sure. So we do some similar stuff, and I am a little bit different than him, but yeah.
Sorry if you already asked, but how has this been like for you to get back out there and actually be coaching again and being able to have your own set of guys that you're in charge of?
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun. I mean, this is a dream job. I mean, I'm obviously getting an opportunity at my age to do this right now here. I wake up every day and I have to pinch myself just because this is pretty cool. And we have a good group of guys in that room, and they've been accepting. And part of it's because I've been coaching them in the strength world before that, so I knew those guys. I knew their work ethic. I knew all about them, where they came from, obviously, and a lot of those things. So that wasn't really an adjustment. It's been more so them getting used to my style of teaching them how to play the game at running back, and just kind of letting them cut it loose a little bit.
With Corey, how important is tomorrow going to be to take all these lessons he's been learning this spring and apply them in front of a crowd for the first time?
It's going to be very important. It'll be interesting to see how the young Bucks play in front of thousands of people. So it's important, but like I said, at the end of the day, as long as they just improve and they fix the little things that they just need to clean up just a little bit. Going into the fall, I mean, it's still open going into the fall. I mean, they still got, I would say the summer's going to be big for all of them. And for Corey, it's still about getting in the weight room, getting stronger, getting his lower body stronger. But I mean, he does that. That guy works hard. I mean, he's in there on his own, working hard. I don't worry about him at all.
Like you said, you knew these guys from before, but has anything about this group surprised you? Have you taken a step back and said, "That really surprised me about this group of guys"?
Well, not so much as just as running backs. I'd probably just say just their pass protection, because like I said before, we really have a smaller group of running backs, and for them to step in and be physical the way they have in pass protection has been really, to be honest, it's been surprising for me, just for the group being so young and being at times, obviously we are a little bit inexperienced. We haven't had as many reps. So, but overall, I think they all have done a great job. Devin Demas he's awesome, in that room, and same thing with Jack Fields. And Jeremy's done a very good job because obviously he has to participate in the spring. But as far as being dialed and coming and meeting with me extra whenever he has a question, and just saying, "Hey, coach me up on these runs that I had last year," or "What do we do when this happens?" and just kind of staying mentally checked into it. It's been good to see.
Have you put in? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no worries.
What was your reaction to what happened with Raymond Sheard this week, and losing him and Charles? What does that do to you guys depth-wise at running back?
Well, I know we kind of addressed that, a couple days ago, and it's unfortunate for him, and his family, but we're definitely, I'm praying for him, him and his family, and I wish the best for him. So, but we have plenty of guys to get the ball to, and which is exciting, and we'll be fine. I mean, that's the great news, is we got 6 healthy running backs that can do some great things. So I'm excited.
Do you try to add one more to that group? Try to find a recruit you can add this year to try to bulk that up?
I don't know. We're just kind of taking it day by day and just seeing how this all plays out. And right now, I'm excited about the group of guys that I have now. I mean, if you told me, hey, day one we're rolling out with these group of guys, I'm good with that. We're going to rock it out, and we're going to make it special.
Sorry, real quick. Have you put any thought to taking the sideline against Coach Pete for the first time in September?
No, I haven't, to be honest with you. I mean, it's going to be emotional for both sides, to be honest with you. And obviously, Coach Pete was my offensive coordinator when I was here, and I respect that man a great deal. I mean, he was like a father figure when I was here. But at the same time, I mean, he's coming to the Blue, and we have a job to do, and I know so does he. So it should be fun.
All right, guys.
Thank you.